Hey there, I'm Flutes, and I want to talk about The Legend of Vox Machina cartoon show that is now on Amazon Prime Video. I really enjoyed it. I think they really delivered on the expectations for people. I had heard that the humor was lackluster, but a lot of it actually made me laugh out loud, and it was fun. There were some clever things to notice what they did with items and stuff. It's really hard to miss. I really liked some of the things they did with Vex and Vax, which are characters I really didn't care about when I watched Campaign 1. I was really in and out with Campaign 1. I was there right when they started streaming, but I didn't know what was going on then, and I really didn't get into it until they got to the Whitestone storyline, which is what the show is focusing on, so I'm really pumped for it. And it brought back a lot of memories that they were really true to from their show. I also enjoyed the call to adventure for Vox Machina and why they do what they do, and they don't spoon feed you how their abilities work or anything. I think they lean on those archetypical D&D character tropes, and they trust the audience to understand. They use Travis as Grog saying, "I want to rage," and it's not like they have to stop and be like, "Oh, he's raging, this is what rage is." He just does it, and it's self-explanatory. He runs forward, has an epic moment. It's cool. I actually wondered if Grog wouldn't be as fun in a TV show as he was in their campaign. He really was a standout, but he was a lot of fun in the show too. They didn't overdo his dim-witted comments or anything like that. I thought they were fine. The story didn't have any surprises for me because the first 2 episodes, they take place before Critical Role started streaming, so I didn't know anything that was going to happen in those, but it was very predictable. But I wasn't really watching it for some compelling story because I feel like I've already seen their story. I'm just seeing it depicted and animated for the first time and having fun with that. Anyone who's not familiar with Critical Role though, even if you do find it a little bit predictable what's happening, I think you'll still have a good time because the animation was great, the action was really cool, voice acting is top notch. They brought in some really great voice actors beyond just the Critical Role cast. I've heard some say that it takes them out of it. They're not immersed in it because they use a lot of modern language, they talk like we do in our day, but that's how Critical Role's always been. I don't think they've really made a huge effort to just Shakespeare it up or anything like that or talk really medieval. It's not something that bugs me. I don't have that as an expectation. If that's one of your expectations, it might be distracting for you. They do swear a lot. This is not for little kids. There is nudity that I wasn't expecting as well. I don't think that was very necessary. The show of Critical Role, they make a lot of sexual and innuendo jokes and everything, but I don't think they've ever explicitly described anything sexual, and so seeing it was kind of jarring. It almost seemed like they're trying to be more adult just to be more adult, and it felt a little forced, to be honest. With that, the sexual jokes and everything, I don't mind those usually, but it seemed a little bit overdone, and that was probably the biggest turnoff, let's say, for the show, was that it did feel sophomoric and immature a lot of the time. In a normal streaming of Critical Role, they tend to have their crass humor spread out, right? Because it's over hours of content, but when you kind of mash it all into a 30-minute episode, it feels a bit much to me. Temper your expectations if you're going to watch that, at least early on. I've only watched the first 3 episodes. There's a lot of potty humor, sex humor, and that sort of stuff. Their title sequence where they have their theme song and all the characters doing cool stuff, it felt a little empty to me that there weren't sound effects with what was happening. Usually that's a thing. I think of the X-Men 90s cartoon with all the sound effects it had during the awesome music. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels that way. Just a thing I noticed. The show actually did make me tear up as well. It does stick to its dramatic moments. It's not like Marvel movies where they'll have this dramatic moment and then someone farts or makes a quip and just takes you out of it. I'm not saying they'll never do that, but some of the dramatic moments, they really let them sit and they didn't try to distract me from it. I think my biggest takeaway from this is it's making me like the characters of Vox Machina a lot more than when I was kind of half involved watching their campaign play out in their stream. As I mentioned before, Vax and Vex are big standouts to me as characters I'm really enjoying in the show. So overall, if you are a Critical Role fan, I think you're going to have a great time. You might kind of lift your eyebrow to some of the things I mentioned, like the humor and the sexuality stuff, but overall, it's a good time. If you're not a Critical Role fan, I say go check it out and see if you get into the characters, because this is a very adult cartoon of a D&D based show, and it is creator driven, which Critical Role keeps saying that's very rare, that it's not a studio directing all their decisions with their show. It really is their own, and I really respect that, and that's one reason I really want them to succeed. I don't think that I'm biased to think it's great if I don't think it's great. I really do think they pulled it off, and they've done a great job to those who backed it in their Kickstarter. So that's my review. What's yours? What did you think of the show? And if you haven't watched it yet, are you going to watch it? Do you have any questions about it that I can help you answer? I also have a review of Critical Role's new book, The Tal'Dorei Reborn setting, that Matt Mercer put out, a revamp of the setting from years ago for those who want to adventure where Vox Machina has tread. Have a good adventure this weekend, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.